is just out of Myrtleford. That's sort of overlooking Mount Buffalo, I think, so I'm heading towards there. Heading for a place called Goldie's Spur Track, which is near Port Punya or something like that, so off we go. Goldie's Spur Track. So I'd never heard of this. I just looked it up on my GPS and away I went. And I'm glad I did. It sort of follows this electrical, system up through the hill there, all the way along. Goes for absolutely miles, and has some epic views. That's sort of looking, I reckon, down south. So you're riding along, this face of the track. It's quite an easy track, nothing to be worried about at all. I was actually speaking to another couple of fellas later on this day, and they said that last time they came down here this track was closed, so you have to sort of look out for that. For me, it's just look at the GPS, go wherever you want to go. I had no idea where I was going, and it worked out brilliantly. Day 3 of this epic mission, and I'm down here on the edge of this beautiful place. It's called Camp Creek. The track over there, but judging by the water, it's probably over a metre deep, so probably not gonna, do a water crossing just for the hell of it right now. So I'll find a beautiful river like this or a spring somewhere right up in the high country, and I just drink out of it. I don't care. If you can't drink out of our own rivers, something's wrong. And I've been drinking now for 2 full days, just filling up everything out of the rivers, and I'm perfectly fine, feel fantastic. No issues so far anyway. Yesterday I pulled up at a river and there was just fish jumping out of it. I don't know, I think I might have got on the GoPro, which was just out of Mansfield, so that's pretty cool as well. But the riding, absolutely amazing. I've just gone past a place called Abbey Yards. I'm not sure if any of you from Victoria know that. And I'm on my way basically from Myrtleford, where I stayed last night. I went up Goldie's Spur Track, and I'm just sort of making my way along this river system, and then I'll head up over the hill and get to Dargo by later this afternoon. GPS says about 100 k's away. Just at my own pace, cruising along. Sometimes it's fast, sometimes it's slow. But, I'm out here doing it. Probably, sometimes, especially with the navigation side of things, you'd certainly prefer, having an expert guide in front of you. Because yesterday I just spent at least probably 2 full hours of arduous track reversal basically. So I went along a track, and the GPS was telling me, yeah man, you can just keep going, and this is awesome. And I get to this spot and it's a turnaround zone after about 30-40 k's, so I had to basically do a U-turn and go back along this evil track, and eventually I found my way out. But that's the type of stuff that happens when you're just following your GPS, or even when you're looking at maps, you don't know if it's a car driving map, you don't know if it's an actual car road or what. So it's pretty important, I suppose, when you're cruising around, that you've got local knowledge. It certainly helps anyway. I mean, I would have covered a heap more distance and been able to see a fair bit more stuff had I had an expert guide, that's for sure. So I'm just gonna have a wash, fill up my canteens again, and keep going. See you a bit later. So I've been riding for a few hours now, and it's starting to get hectically steep. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I don't really sort of know where I am. I'm solo riding, so you start to get a bit weary, a bit nervous. It's like, I don't know if you ever climbed cliffs before, but it's the same type of feeling. You get to a point where you think, shit, I can't go up, I can't go down, you know, what am I going to do? And you just sort of pluck the courage out of nowhere and just keep going. So I have my GPS there, and I'm looking at it, and it's saying go up this track. So I'm just following this track, and it just goes up and up and up, and it actually brings me out somewhere near Mount Selwyn. And like, on reflection, I was riding along this thing. Yeah, sure, I'm nervous, but at the same time I'm going, wow, this is just epic. The track just flowed beautifully. Obviously you got that little bit of grass in the middle there. You got some drop-offs, you got some step-ups, stunning ferns and stuff all around, beautiful trees, and the weather was great at the time, so I really loved going along this track. But definitely in the back of the mind you're thinking, you know, shit, I'm in the middle of nowhere here, like literally. So yeah, always you know, always think that in the back of your mind, but you know, you got to stay positive, stay focused. It comes out eventually around, yeah, like Mount Selwyn, Tea Tree Road, I think that was another one I can remember. Tea Tree Range Road, something like that. So really good track, this one. These sections through here are just incredible. You got all those amazing ferns. This is sort of on the western side of the Alps. So whenever you're on the western side, it seems to get a lot greener. So there's a lot of obstacles along this little track. I think it leads up to sort of, yeah, that tea tree area again. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Can't really remember, but we get up towards some really high sections of mountain through here. Get up to around 1600. I'm really chasing a place called Sarah Lookout, or Sarah Spur, I think it is. And yeah, basically you get to the top of here, you hang a right, and it takes you along this amazing ridgeline. As you can see, there's some hectic devastation through here. Like, these massive trees come down, and because it's, you know, everything's all open, a lot of the four drivers and things like that, they just come along and cut it all up and clear the tracks. Unlike you know, sort of South Australia, where everything is completely locked down. You know, you even try and go through anywhere and you'll have a bunch of rangers or even the cops, you know, called out, and you get done for criminal trespass. So here we are now, heading along this ridge top that I was talking about. This is just berserk. There is just 360-degree views in so many directions along here. It's hard to capture it all. Just so good. The road itself, stunning, easy riding. Anyone could ride this road. It's really easy. So I've done a bit over 100 Ks today, 110 Ks. It's taken me 3 hours, so yeah, average 30 Ks an hour. So when you look at the GPS and it tells you you've got, you know, 100 Ks to go, and it's 6 o'clock at night, you're in for a 3-hour trip. So be pretty careful when you're just GPSing it around, because you never know where it's going to take you and, you know, what tracks you go on. As you can see by the footage, there's some pretty gnarly sort of tracks there. I'm heading along Tea Tree Road, I think it is, and heading my way to Dargo. It says I've got about 70 Ks to go, so that could mean anything. You never know. I've been up as high as 1500 meters. Tried to get to Mount Selwyn, but the road was closed. ETA at destination says 3:30, and it's 1:46 now. So conservatively 2 hours to do 70 Ks. See how we go. This here is the Sarah Spur track. It is beautiful. All these dead trees. I'm not sure whether it was from fire or from snow or from whatever, but it is such a stunning outlook. The track itself winds through some beautiful scenery right along the top of this ridge top. It's a really easy track to ride. You could ride this on a, you know, I don't know, you could ride this on just about any big bore adventure bike, V-Strom, anything that you wanted along here. It's not a problem. Couple of little tiny sort of rocks, but check out that view there, just stunning. You really do. I just had to stop, you know, you just got to stop and just, you know, suck it all in. The road itself, yeah, it's not an issue to ride, as I was saying before. Every sort of hill that you come up on, it's just another stunning view. It's an absolute spectacle riding through here. It doesn't really matter whether you've, you know, lived in Queensland or Western Australia or South Australia your whole life. Just coming out and seeing this beautiful scenery and this incredible riding is just so worth it. Getting into some slightly different terrain now. The trees have sort of picked up and closed in a bit. Heading towards, actually I think this might be Wombat Range Road or something like that. I'm only going off memory here. I'm not going to go back and, you know, sort of go through everything and try and work out where I am. But you basically come along the top of a range and you're heading towards, well, I didn't know it at the time, but I was heading towards this evil descent called Heart Spur. So the Heart Spur track I'm sort of about to get to, and I just don't know what I'm getting myself into here. This is what happens when you're just following the GPS and cruising around. Oh, that was awesome. Just came through that that epic bit of track there. See how the hang on a sec. The soil's changed now. It's quite damp and it's gone really dark. So just yeah, just so much fun. I'll tell you what, this golden tire, this must have done at least, I don't know, 6, maybe 7,000 kilometers now, and it's just still grips. It's a 216 fatty, and I haven't had one moment with it at all this whole entire trip, so really happy with that. I'm still lugging this thing around. I don't even know why I brought it now. I can probably ride home on that. I might as well save that for another mission. The distance, so just an update. Can't remember how much it was before. It was like 79 or something like that. We're now down to 58 and it's 240. So yeah, 20-30 k's an hour maximum. So yeah, at this rate, you know, it's going to be a 2-hour trip just to get 50 k's. So keep that in mind when you're out in the high country. The riding here is so freaking challenging. I don't know why anyone would waste their time, you know, riding through the deserts where there's just nothing to hit. One track. Where's the challenge in that? You come out here, there are thousands of different tracks that you can take. None of them have got any information on them, and it's dangerous. You know, it's steep, it's rocky. There's washouts, there's erosion mounds. This is so much more challenging than any desert that I've ever ridden in. So if you want something that and it's spectacular. I mean, the desert has its beauty, but elevation and view over the mountains, it's phenomenal compared to the desert. I'd pick this over a Simpson crossing any day of the week. Just a heads up, if you're thinking about solo camping out here, the apparently there's packs of wild dogs. Now, I'm yet to see any evidence of any wild dogs. If you go to any pub, everyone will tell you, oh yeah, there's wild dogs everywhere, they're fucking psycho and all this type of stuff. But seriously, I've never seen any wild dogs out here. I haven't seen any wild dog poop. Haven't smelled any wild dogs. Nothing. But not sure if it's just an old wives' tale or what, but I'm certainly not worried about no wild dogs. Wow, this is insane. Absolutely, that is steep. Steepest shit I've ever ridden on a big bike. But yeah, she's eating it up. Absolutely loving it. Super confident. Just my hands, my thumbs are getting a bit tired from going downhill so much. I'll tell you what, if you bring people up here, you'd want to make sure they're very competent riders, because coming down here is crazy. It's insane. Look at that view. I'm gonna have to stop, take a photo of that. Hard enduro training, so you can work out how slow you can go down a hill. It's not that hard, just got to go real slow, keep your knees out, give yourself plenty of room to move the bike sideways. Obviously keeping on the brake, especially the front brake. Back brake's just there to straighten you up, really. What a crazy, this is Hart Spur track. Hart Spur track. So anyone in Victoria might know this. And, yeah, it's next level. Tell you what, boys and girls, I'm yet to meet too many adventure riders that would take on steepness like this. It is insane. You wait until you see the GoPro footage, because, well, it doesn't really matter. It won't come out in the GoPro footage, but it is crazy. This is expert level stuff here. Brilliant fun. ripper. Jesus. You've got no idea how that looks for me at the moment. Holy shit. Just give my hands a rest. Whoa. That's you know, it's a good 45 degrees, I reckon. I don't know really, but it is crazy. Here we go again. Whoa, I'll tell you what, heart spur track, not advisable. I don't even know if I'd go up it. It's probably, it takes you from 1400 meters, 1400 and something meters to 400 and something meters in the space of what, a kilometer. So 1,000 meters straight down. Yeah, I cooked my rear brakes. I had no rear brake right at the bottom. I was alright, but yeah, just sweat pouring into my eyes. Some hectic downhill sections. Some of it was slippery, some of it was rocky, so it's a real, you know, pick your line type situation. It's doable. It's definitely a challenge. Personally, I would not lead a group down there, not unless you know, you're riding hard enduro and you're just sort of jumping on an adventure bike as well at the same time, because that's like Paul Torres stuff there, man. Crazy. Going up it, I don't know. I don't want to go up it just in case, you know, I can't find another way and have to come back down it again. Well worth, I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's just it. Wow. The high country of Victoria is just eclipses anything that you could come across. It's just amazing. So I made my way up and across the top of these ranges, and this is the way down. I think it's called Cynthia Range Track, and it takes me down to the Wanangata River. So I actually lost my brakes on this track as well, both front and back. So I was trying to, you know, sort of only use one of the brakes a fair bit. But as you can see how high we are now, and this basically goes down to about 400 meters or 300 meters down to a river, and it's a slow running river, and it's actually a river that I'm about to have a fair bit of trouble on. So yeah, this is crazy. Back to seriously steep here, and I'm starting to experiment with just killing the engine and sort of using the engine brake just in case you know, things go horribly wrong. And it's not easy just banging away on the clutch and trying to use the engine brakes coming down such steepness. Man, this is so steep here. This is same as sort of Heart Spur steepness, so really got to be on your game. You can see those rock drop-offs there. Hear the bike sort of banging and crashing around. Gets pretty loose here as well. It's you know, not sort of like Heart Spur where it's all just pure rock. You've got fairly gravelly sections all through here too. So yeah, your heart's pumping. You're sweating. It's crazy. So I'm just about to cook my brakes here. You'll hear me squeaking away and pumping them as much as I can to try and get them back. This time it's the front, which is pretty scary. It's so steep, you got no idea. I was pretty lucky. I was, you know, pretty much all the way down to the bottom. It was still hectically steep on this bit, but I could see that it was starting to level out a bit down below. So I thought I'd just go on the back brake and have the engine killed just to make it down to this flat bit, because I was just so close. And here we are at a big, beautiful clearing that's now a campsite. Actually, a mate of mine who's going to be one of the lead riders at the High Country adventure that's coming up at the end of April was telling me that the reason that they make these big, steep, long, dead straight down the side of a hill tracks isn't because you know, they've got it in for us. It's purely from the logging that they used to do in the area. So they just cut down these massive trees and slide them straight down the hill, which was you know, probably the most common sense thing that you could do back then. They were only dragging them out with you know, bullocks and stuff like that. And here we are at I think it's the Wanangata River. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it is. Basically, you come down off Cynthia Spur or whatever that Cynthia track is there into this this big clearing, and we have a large river in front of us. Now, I'm a South Australian. I'm a desert dweller. I've never done river crossings before, and I come up against this monster. Don't really know what to do, and it pretty much is a disaster. So watch this. So we've got a decent sized river crossing ahead. Looks wide, looks deep, but I don't have any options, and it already looks like there's been a motorbike across there. See them tracks? So it's doable. Looks like he might have gone around to the right a bit. I can't see a motorbike track on the other side actually, so I don't know what to do. Just gonna send it and see. That's all I can do. So my technique for this river crossing is I'm gonna stand up, I'm gonna keep focused on the other side. I'm not gonna go too fast. Steering dampener's wound up a bit, and really just stay focused on the other side no matter what happens, and just send it to sea. First gear, here we go. Didn't work at all. Stuck in the river now. Well, fucking dodged a bullet there. Holy shit. That was crazy. I thought I was fucked. Yeah. Send it and see. Well, lucky I didn't hydro lock anyway. Got lucky.